the traditional council, the traditional system, na sepa. Ti mesre mi niaba, mesre obiara a obabi ase. Se siya no, ye ka traditional sema, ya mesre mo. Me yemfa how any yaw pi nkasa na yanko kan de sebe ye nya adwene se e beka. I'm speaking as a traditional, someone has also been the traditional ruler. And I'm speaking also because I have investigated the matter. And I can say with authority that Domaahene did exactly what was supposed to have been done. Actually, when the case happened, I know the particular chief who was coming through his entrance that this thing happened. He consulted the person and found out what happened. Then he sent someone, like I said, his right-hand person, who was also the chairperson of that committee. So it is not what it's being said at all. At all. But this is not the time for him to come out. He's not supposed to come out now and now answer to everyday person on the street who is condemning him. Please, you understand? That is not the way. That's why I'm appealing. I was appealing to my daughter. I was appealing to my mother because once she's on the stool, she's my mother. And yet she's my daughter. Because she's married to my son too. Because Kofi is my sweetheart. I really love her. So I'm appealing to her that she should have the patience. Programs because Ghana traditional programs say baby I will be around say a how say north no say south no say baby no baby I could be ano any nara to near to obi a so yam show
so send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha use LemFi say ye fear wo pese wo nto use LemFi e dan ana say japade a wani da so a wo pese oto Africa ha no use LemFi say wo send this sika amodofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha use LemFi sanso e na say uti obi school fees amano a use LemFi nyenti amekanfo LemFi ama one say utimi send this sika e fa LemFi so a e ma ne begu bank account mu sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu eno achi nso no de bia LemFi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo send a wo benya LemFi e secured na wo send this sika enche na nipa wo send amano no ne nsaka LemFi wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal, and France. What the LemFi send this car? Untu ahwe. Bomadian they use me code NEWS news. Na say any day they can register or LemFi so a unya bonus. Sanso and I use to chance so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma.
I want to take this opportunity to really express my deepest sympathy to the family of Kofi Adoma. Honestly, I'm in pain. I'm saddened to have seen what is going on. Unbelievable. For 2 days when I heard and I watched it since Saturday and Sunday, I just couldn't even get off. I couldn't even eat. Because this is a gentleman, a very fine media journalist who is highly respected. And the sad part for me is the fact that he actually was doing his duty and going to take culture display, something that really identifies who we are as a people, and such a misfortune. I want to take this opportunity and stand on behalf of all the people of Dormahene, because that is where he came to. I was there that day, but I didn't know such a thing had happened. And I would like to say that for all the people, especially the family, and most especially the wife, please, our prayers are with you. Our prayers are with you. I only ask for the good Lord himself to touch you and give you the strength to go through what you are going through. Having said that, I want to take this opportunity to address some of the issues that I believe must be handled, that has come to the fore by this crisis. and which we Ghanaians and everyone must really take the opportunity to look at, especially for our children. Most of these young people who are now in this media space are very young, and they are doing their best. But what it simply means by this that has happened to Kofi here means that a simple gunpowder exposure, whether to the eye, to the ear, or wherever, because we have people who have had their hands amputated. What it simply means is that this country is not ready. We are not ready for gunpowder. Yes, we are ready for our culture. But if we are in a position where a simple gunpowder accident cannot be treated in Ghana, when you hear the pain the wife is going through and the amount of money they are mentioning, how many people can do this? And how many, even if it's in cities, how many people? Please, on this note, let me appeal to the president of this country. We have all the facilities in Ghana today. I am aware of the facility that was put together in Legon because I was part of the agents who represented the Israelis. I know the intention of that facility. Then again, we have all this agenda, one here, agenda 111. So all other infrastructural projects that have been put together as hospitals. And we sit here. The thing happened in Dormaa. He was taken to the Dormaa hospital, then to Brekum, then to Accra, and then has to be flown out. How many times? My appeal is that a committee be set in place immediately. And that committee should look at whether Ghana, at this point where we stand, needs to put money in major infrastructural hospital projects, or rather to bring in equipment, and then train our doctors for a very short period to be doing things for our citizens when it's needed. Because clearly, we have the buildings, we have the structures. One is in Kolebu, and one is at Legon, with great intentions. Yet, today, a simple gunpowder exposure to a young, intelligent, young person has brought so much sorrow to a whole family, to a whole nation, to the point where areas that are not supposed to go into has been gone to the point where we have even the tribal divide that is not supposed to be deepened is now being deepened for reasons out of pain, out of frustration. So I believe that government should immediately, legislature immediately, look at this issue. Every time we go for cultural programs, we all get scared when we hear the gunshot. I never knew that it can get to this stage where such a brilliant young person working for his nation, working for this country, can be put in this position of feeling of hopelessness. How much can we all do? And that is my appeal. If you are not ready for gunpowder shots, if you don't have the system to really take care of them, then we can't use it. It must be suspended until when Ghana is ready to treat our young people, it's ready to treat its nation, its citizens, when there is such episode. Let me again reiterate this after having said this. Please, for the family, and especially my daughter, the wife, as for Kofi, I know his situation, there's not much we can do. I'm not here to give brief for anyone, but I want to appeal, especially for the people of Banda. My pain is with you. I, Nana Frimpoma, a Dormaa person sitting here. I was a queen mother for almost 20-something years. Today, I'm a state person. I'm into politics, but understand the traditional system thoroughly. I want to assure everyone, especially the family in Banda, that I have loved ones in Banda. I have family members married to Banda people. We are one people. On the day of our independence, our father Osajifo, when we were supposed to celebrate, stood on stage in tears of celebration, but made a statement, a very profound statement, that independence that we had gotten had not much meaning, was meaningless, unless it was tied to the total liberation of the African continent. We saw the unity of Africa as the way forward for us to get the economic impact that we needed as a people, as a nation. Today, look at where we are. And so I would appeal that in Ghana, let's get together. Where somebody is from a Kusasi person, someone from Pando, from Dormaa, it does not matter. An injured person must get the help he needs. Whether the person is a top media person or just a person on the street must get the help he needs or she needs. And when something happens, traditionally, the top people like my chief or Sajifu will not be the first person to walk to the house or come and find out what happened. I know what I'm talking about. But there are structures and systems in place. Even me, as I sit here, before I go somewhere, I send my PR person, I send people to find out. He sent his right-hand person. He will say, Nepoma. Nana Deku, may you rest in perfect peace. As I speak, tears might come to my eyes. He was the chairperson of that committee that handled the cultural in Dormaa, the festival. So he was there. He was sent. He's the one that does everything for the chief when something happens. Yet, when God takes something away from us, there's nothing we can do. Whilst in the process, he passed on. A very sad thing that has happened to we, the people from Dormaa and the entire nation and all his friends and family. So, like again, not to hold brief. Yet he got up and all he heard one day was people making statements online. I want to assure you, my dear sister, my daughter, and once you are now on the stool, my mother, we are with you, okay? I feel your pain. It is not a Dormaa and a Banda issue. Neither, it is just purely a human institutional thing that must be addressed. And sometimes, the way all these other nations have developed, let me tell everyone listening to me, it has developed when issues like this come up, and it is addressed dispassionately, it is addressed without deepening tribal sentiments and addressing the issue. Maybe if it was somebody else's child, maybe if it was the big men, as we all know, we might not even have heard much because there will be money to fly out and take care of them. But today, I'm telling you, there are several people that have gone through this case, that have gotten injured by gunpowder and have not been addressed. And today, I want to tell my son Kofi, wherever he is, that our prayers are with you. And that I'm not surprised to some extent that an injury to you has brought to the fore a problem that must be addressed. I'm calling upon the youth of this nation. I'm calling upon all of you, the media houses. Go ahead and demand that the right thing to be done. Go ahead and make sure that the hospitals are equipped enough. We should not build no more hospital infrastructure unless the very hospitals that we have been properly equipped to take care of you when you have such issues. And if we can't, like I said, treat ordinary gunpowder, let's hold on to such activities at the festival as our cultural displays until we can have the proper systems to take care of the injured. That's all I'm pleading for. And that is all I can say that, oh, Kofi, my prayer is with you. Our prayer is with you and the family. From my heart to your heart. From my heart to you. May God hear our prayer. And we'll all do everything financially to support you. Everything that we can do. And ready and count. And then there'll be a meeting. Mijina ha. The man of my photo Ghana for Bepiara. Me say, Nemba Kofi. A radi empire. Any year bomb. Unim akoma ya rea ahuya ono. Ya can't enjishi. Ateti a nipa go through. Se me mpesa me hu picture nipa na bibi to me so. A brand say papa bi. Me kai time a yes a program bi the ma. A friend is saying Ghana Traditional Council. Time on crab same bi ne yesi aware same bi. Na me say a brand say dear. The program say na hote. Cause so my yet say what was going on. Epewasem. Everybody the man. They are so dear. Or some kind of phone nyinara sorry. Ne nyinara dey ahoden boa. Ne mo pesa me ka be bitro. Say asem na ato no. Abru ye nyinara adwene so. Ebru ye so. Everybody pe any be so. Na emra na e no ma won kan na wo say ye ma ne ye na sa asem ato no. Enso nua bia no. Enu ene wo say gina ho. Na ka say asemu eto ye baba akona efen Kofi no ene na ama Ghana ene eye sa amra we ya me aye say ama Ghana aye ye na sa asem no entu ni because nkwa bebre ni bebre enya situation bi a emma bontin enso esa usuban pa esa wadwuma pa esa adwuma we enti no ene ye nyinara ya sorry enti ene me kasa me say yem papa president ene otisui minim etripa na mo adwenpa na egda mutiri ma mo de ye the hospital na yesi wo Legon no minim pa because I was part of Oma na omo representing Israelis no kama yesi hospital second phase of it baby na hospital then ordinary hospital like so we are na call na better treatment build the next or adane a monument adane if I say bibi esi hwa ye atwa hosika that was not the intention yes remo Ghana for doctors papa okoba bia omutimi surgery bi nsida the intention of the hospital is say ye be ma nipa fianam amanone aba na omunya problems sa ma ba hospital ho na nka ye nya foreign exchange na ye mayari ordinary gunpowder can what say gunpowder etuo and gunpowder injury no e be kum ye ma e mo ni be frefra e mo nya hospital care you see the doctors because you need equipment e be say papa me for the committee na ma committee no and look at all the infrastructure e what hospitals in Dormaa e bi wo brekum ebi wo ha ebi wo pando ebi wo bia ye equip hospital see se ne be ya equipment no ye benya doctors asem so obi e wo baby kona obetimi ye betima hwom ne nya ambulance sa e form free krase any e the hospital na me puma chow we hold on to the major infrastructural buildings no not training kakra doctors ni here in this equipment no ombenya na Ghana citizens no omuyo majuma everyday young men omuyo majuma ni women omuyo majuma ni papa phone nkokafa ye ejuma no ejuma go around our business and not have to worry about how we get foreign exchange and sana asembi tuwa etima show omo ye tuo ye tutu omu koma ye ntam ba ko free US mfa nko Germany na Italy sana bonyamwa etuo ho ntino omo systems a e be show na say ordinary gunpowder wo kwaye bi ase we bi be na e cheche asumpa de se e ba na se ni hu system a me de me ho adwiri mi ankasa ama mabohu enti e be sere se e hono mo hwe ni yi pa chomunya kasa awie no media matia konwa so mfie aduonu enum etni na chiri ene my politician ensi akonwa no de abusuafo akodi abusuafo nemo me traditional council ne traditional system na sepa ti mesre mi niaba mesre obiara a obaabia se sesia no ye ka traditional sema ya mesre mo me yemfa haw ene yaw pin kasa na yankoka de sebe ye nyanya adwene se ebeka na sase bi se ba yesuma ema nipa ne hwehwe sebe nipa meti he mintutu mi nan ko ba bia sa me wo PA me wo pla me wo nipa omko ansa na matoa so no hene kese bimpon a owo Dormaa se bibi se si a ofe no suma na me ra ho me ho sanse onipa odane ne poma e wo Dormaa mamu ansa ne ni si ho ansa na otrans be si na nyinara no ye ne poma no aye mi akasa me sweetheart na de kusi ankobia ene odaya me person be campo bia na ense me kan ye ebu because nim se yaka ye nya kan kase de so asema banchi ena me kan wasem ono na osoma no se ometi asemi obejina junction hwehwe ya kopie fie ho emohia ohima odin krekom akoka chena na etwa mu atwan akoye na ade wo China na tu kwan otie ye ochena na chem de onye se ampa se o se di ni ko referral baby a okọ hospital a misro munye referral form no na mo fa nka ho na mo kwalitika enkoma no sika a bombo ye no na ka se ye famra oda mo nemu eni na sa esi de awadi pe eno ohye ena asem kese ebeto Dormaa man enti ntwaso na enti mama enti onwo ho enwo be na pansuo mu ahomachi be no nan o hwe phone calls be baby ba won tiase o fa ya na eyasem a me pese me poto so na me kaniti a esi wo Dormaa man enti mesrem wan huni hwanu krampo no te se social media we so ya say epo ma show mesrem papa ye kana semi hye bia wonya asem fanko court da obi adi na hodanse na komapa the way odi ni case di nipa ye adi e ka ho no oti hompo na otie mpa na wani achi ti mesrem Dormaafo say ye free banda say ye Dormaa say ye free as it doesn't matter e Ghana for asema ato ye ba no emo edurudo nti mo me handle sa asem no na sebi mpredua sam to sebi ohini kese na mpo no ade na ye yika me bituma to no Saga mpada na edito to no bituma to cause ahemfo na ba na omoto ahemfo na ba na omoto enti ho asem na mo mienka ti meso menia me maame me ba preko pe wo yaw ye me yaw wo yaw ye me yaw ti wasem na te say bibi to me so em sha me usa wo bre na sika pojo ensese enti me so abotre wati abotre yen hwe radi non sign ba ne ya we mai no fanom am wo banda wa wonim Alhaji Amidu a wo wi academy tan play na dey ni fi akọ banda me tim bi na dey call ye military plane dey call ye banda me mago madofo ho alaji ketwa Fatima Fati omunyinara yesremo Dormaa bando dwahu ehifon ye mpa baako tribal no se we fi ha we fi me ntwem me nka bie asem to nipa na wa ya asem no me nka no ye papa osaje foto takwa me nkoma ye nyina ye nima enne ye nya ye wo fa ho de ntimi fe ho se ye je koman efe Ghana no die ye nya ye independence na all senka ye celebrating kwana odiso any handkerchief asem no kan o see sa independence ye nya yentimi enka se esom bobro so kosi emperedo a Africa ninara benya ne fa hodi na Africa fa hodi no yenyaye no yenya wie mpo no yenya baako Ghana ha nipa baako enti sasem sia momma yenka se na we Dormaa my modini bia mpo bebia baako no efiri ba ehunhia na momma yen momodimbo na asem na aba no yemfa ngina so na yenhwe empunso ebenya koman because obia asem asabi ato ye bayi ye dofui enye ono nkoa na ato no enso na say nyina e ka ho asem if say oye nipa titu asem titu obi a na ema koman no nsem a enye papa no etim ka ho asem ema ne yeye enti legislature say any ahemfu munyinara grandfather no yenyanya ho hospital normal mumye fa to ansa tradition no ye betima ye without the gunshots until such a time you be training boys ye you be making sure institutions no some overseeing institution be making sure say obi okita sa gunpowder na oto bia no some sort of training and some sort of licensing asa na wato na obi supra you betimi di na ko baabi ayohwe bia wo baabi a wo no ai betima hwe no na de esi wo ye bayi mu ebi nsi bia mu da Mese Ghana fo amoye bloggers ni mo amoba biara newsmen obiara me poma chop mo fa smart way emfa sa angle no na kroni pagea na ye ho ntoye na se na eto abrantie eto a bia na wabusuafo de o mantim nye no so nti na mo beka sebe mo nko programs bie because Ghana traditional programs say baby I will biara no say ye a how say ye north no say ye south no say baby no baby ye ko bia no enyinara eto ni eto obi a wo so yem show tie besre esimen san kansi so se me gina domafo nyina anim me gina Ghana fo nyina esro bia asem no mom yem fanko na yem fan resolve yem fan reform yen systems na yem improve ma Ghana fo na sebe empayinfo no kwanpe na jama empayinfo nko mo asem so ma omo ba bia omo de omo ho fa o sorry ya na call hospital ti esremo mom yem fa improve system no na hospitals na ye mom yem fa and making sure say we have the equipment to address issues that concerns us when it happens. So on this note, make us say, ye mami or hima, me ankasa me ba Kofi erati, and I'm more fan mo banda, and mo baby yara. Yes, register on one casa de chimore. Kana for mu nyina me ni na nyina mwa. Niema DSC in CBM esin so a system need to support but the see na ye bayi da hwe de obia emwa ne contribution kakra need to fa and support akwe e wade nhram en shobia na Kofi e kan e bompa e ma wati on beto wati mami uku beto no wati
So in this case, though you've been a traditional, you've been a Queenmother before, but I want to know your opinion on it, whether what do you call it, what the Domaahene is doing is the right thing or not the right thing. What are your concerns about that?
Thank you for this opportunity. Let me put this here on record. I'm speaking as someone from Dormaa. I'm speaking as a traditional, someone has also been a traditional ruler. And I'm speaking also because I have investigated the matter. And I can say with authority that Domaahene did exactly what was supposed to have been done. But every traditional ruler would understand what I'm saying. He did everything, he took all the steps. But in life, that is why we all say, that is why it is said that even the murderer must have a day in court, no matter what. Because until you hear somebody's version, you might always condemn the person. And you realize that the person with the knife standing there was not even the person who committed the murder. He actually was trying to save the person. And something happened. This is not what happened. Actually, when the case happened, I know the particular chief who was coming through his entrance that this thing happened. He consulted the person and found out what happened. Then he sent someone, like I said, his right-hand person, who was also the chairperson of that committee that did the festival committee. He did everything. So when we say chair, it means that all the monies that were collected and everything, they still have bills to pay. So he sent him to go and investigate and come and give him the report. That's the way chiefs do things. They get the report just like a president. If something happens, that has to be working there. Security must be there. They must make sure that the president is going and that it's safe for him to come. These are things that happen. So he sent the gentleman, who is also one of the top chiefs in the Dormaa Traditional Council, outside being his personal aide, who also helps in everything. So he went there and actually went and met the family and came back and told him he was on his way traveling, which had already been scheduled. He knew that everything would go on as planned. So there was some payment that was needed to be made. He actually told the gentleman that just make sure get the get the referral slip and then effect the payment from the council, from since it was the committee, and from that what had been collected. So he already gave that instruction, and he was following up until he saw several calls by 4 a.m. on his own phone, only to tell me of a sudden situation that because Dormahene has not mentioned, I didn't want to mention it here, even his name, they know. So you can imagine the pain and agony. Even me, when I heard it that day, I had to go to the house. The pain and agony, the shock that we had, unbelievable. Because the man is my very good friend, like a brother. Every time we go to festivals, I go with him, but there's alcohol everywhere. So when it happened, that was an immediate issue to handle. Please, you understand? So in the process, he only heard allegations online. Before he could say Jack, there were allegations online attacking him personally. Now, if I was still on the stool at Dormaa, part of the Dormaa Traditional Council coming here, I wouldn't have come to say anything but to also retort and maybe get back at what has been said online. But because of my statesperson's position now, and also being a child or a daughter from there and having known what happened, I found out, and I'm here to say that it is not what it has been done. The man, everybody who knows Domaahene in his chambers, when he sits there to judge cases, will tell you he's one judge that would always come on the side of the person struggling. And that even if he sees something, he would give people room to go and handle it properly. So it is not what it's been said at all. At all. But this is not the time for him to come out. He's not supposed to come out now and now answer to everyday person on the street who is condemning him. Please, you understand? That is not the way. That's why I'm appealing. I was appealing to my daughter. I was appealing to my mother, because once she's on the stool, she's my mother. And yet she's my daughter. Because she's married to my son too. Because Kofi is my sweetheart. I really love her, man. So I'm appealing to her that she should have the patience. Oma, I do pray. Sometimes when we are in such pain, we must say things we don't want to say. We don't even intend to say. That's all I can do. I'm appealing to her. But Domaahene, I'll tell you, did not err at all. He did everything. You should know him to understand what I'm saying. This is somebody who walks to every corner in Dormaa to be able to organize people, to clean the place, keep the place clean, taking care of students, taking care of people, ensuring. No. Ask anybody on the street and they'll tell you who he is. So this is not a Dormaa and Banda or any place. This is a human institution. This is our son who has had a problem, and I would appeal to everyone, please, let's cut off on this whole thing of attacking people, because everybody must be given a day in court. Everyone. If they take any transport today and go to look for him, he will give them audience to be heard. But at this point, what is he supposed to do? I am free. They don't just walk to places. They send first, and he did. And yet, what happened to him is, I won't say it's worse than what is happening to Kofi, but it's not something that sometimes we all pray for life. It's so one plan. We are changing now. But once you have life, we are praying and we have hope that it would heal. But when the life is gone, that's a different story. So nobody really knows the state that Domaahene was placed in. And that's why I'm here to say that it is not what we think it is.
They are calling for the gunman who shot the gun. Okay, that understand. Usually in a chieftaincy institution, when you go to places and then there is a gunshot or the gun is fired at somebody and then there is an injury or whatever, there are some sort of purifications that has to be done to the must be performed. Now, their consensus is that the one who did the shooting, the police says they are going to do an investigation and they think that no report has come out and then the one who shot the thing was not arrested. But a similar thing happened in Senegal some few weeks ago, where the Queenmother was being installed, but that person, the Queenmother was shot, and then immediately somebody was, the person was arrested. But at worst case, it's never like that. So now, that is where they are also calling it that Domaahene didn't try in bringing the person out. So, what take on that one to us?
Okay. The one concerning the arrest and all that, I might not be able to give the full, able to put, my opinions are going to be the ones I'm talking about here. I remember people are comparing it to what happened here in Uganda. Let me even take the opportunity to wish the family sincere condolences. Indeed, when I saw it, I said, what? I was imagining, what is this? Who did this? Okay. I don't know whether that thing was also a gunshot. I mean, a gunpowder episode or clearly an attempt to murder somebody. You understand? And this particular one that we are referring to in the Dormaa traditional area, let me put some little light to it so people can understand when they are blaming Domaahene, to see the extent of it and know how far we can go with our blames here. You see, gunshots and gunpowder accident is usually not the same. So when Kofi, this is the story from the people that were there, when Kofi was taken to the hospital, everybody is expecting that, oh, he will come back and it will be fine. You understand? Because I never even, like I'm saying, I never even knew that gunpowder shot can even have such a major injury. Otherwise, I'll be so far away from any such cultural displays. But when he left and he came back, he went, as his own testimony said, he came back. So there was some time lapse there. It is not that Domaahene is supposed to conduct any citizen arrest. That's why I don't understand what is going on. That is why we need to address this issue as an institutional lapse and institutional issues as Ghanaians, so that we will address them as it is. But when you say that he should go and bring that person, is he now supposed to go to the police to now go and do any citizen's arrest or ask the police to do an arrest? I believe that the attack that came, we should leave Domaahene out of this matter and do what must be done. The person who shot or who mishandled or maybe handled it and that catastrophe, and in our language, you can say a sign. Wherever that thing came from, even in this world, as we all know, even if a murder is committed and it's not intentional, it becomes manslaughter and becomes a different matter. So in this case, it will just have to be established what happened. I don't think that if the police really wants to see who fired the gunpowder shot, they won't find the person. That is not the truth. So the police must do their work. This has nothing to do. And if they go, they want to find the person. It is not to go to Domaahene. As I'm telling you, I know the chief. I've heard of the chief who entourage was coming in that had that issue. It's not a secret. And that chief entourage would have the boy who was holding the gun. Do you understand? So I believe that the institutions do it. That's why I keep saying all the time that if we don't make institutions work and if we don't hold people responsible, we would have situations where it is only when you know somebody that knows somebody that your case will be heard. And it shouldn't happen like that. We must have working institutions regardless. And so this one, the police service must do their work. And then come up with a report. And realize that maybe it was a pure accident. And therefore, for that reason, as I'm saying, we must put in a place where gunpowder shots are not used indiscriminately as they do all the time. Where you just hear people shooting and shooting. So, if you ask me, I'd say that I don't see Domaahene in this matter. The people just want to, I say, they call a dog a bad name and hang. It's not how you say it. You want to make sure that say that somebody is bad, therefore you find all kinds of reasons to say that the person has done something. I am telling you that at the time that this incident happened, within a very short time, he got a situation that was catastrophic, that cannot be reversed. And so please, this is the police matter. If the police want to go, they will go. Let me tell you that. That I can say on authority. Because I personally sitting here know the chief who was coming in. And that chief knows who is in charge is. So why are we going around and skirting around and trying to not do what we have to do, and then holding people who are not working responsible, and then we're not trying to put the blame so that I am concerned about the tribal divide. I'm concerned about attacking institutions that are wrong. This is not the chieftaincy institution that must be attacked. It must be reformed in a way that would be beneficial to us. However, this particular case of arrest, it must be the police. The police must work.
Thank
you. If Domaahene right hand man now was feeling after the demise, and I'm more Ben and what two to get to grab sorry, Domaahene. Sebeya, if you meet me, I'll contact Lucian because Uti press conference now. The main worry is assembly and Domaahene friend. So attempt Ben and my Sebeya, if you wait, I say my attempt, I'm not so man yet.
That's it. Yeah, as some I come ahead. Mekan, my son can be seen at what to say. Yeah, well, Sabi, the Bintina, yeah, traditional council, yeah, traditional festival. A mamre, engineer festival. Some mamre near Fana mamre, a bibia, a structured, a system, a double. And it didn't pay. de odi kan twem amammo no a ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛwɔ traditional council ya no ko bi sɛ ntoma na a yɛfafira no ne chain na de da nipa kom bi senka sɛbi ye kɔ yɛ nim wɔ independence na mɔfo ne bae no ɛna nka ya mɛhyehyɛ noma bi man ka bi anka nɛ nka ahenefo no mpo na bi anka ɔyɛ mpanyinfo anka mo di ko n'ani mɛfisa mɛsi pɛ sɛ me ma obi ate aseɛ sɛ Domaahene suma osuma yese nipa na osuma no enipa na osuma no na meka yo enipa na osuma no ayi se sebe bibia si ewo America na be bi na president at once na ose foreign minister na ambassador wo kohwe we ni e mame okohwe wie ye no by the time ambassador na the information be pre no na asema to ambassador na for na foreign minister na ambassador me really na asema to the identity say papa na kasa na on so no problem kese now answer na obaka say bia me also ni so wi ana so ba ye we no na any number bi say Ghana president no ayi say na smile no anyes nti asema buy no esremo ya kase ka ni pia wa ko ka bi na ko against you because asem na eya me asem yo bi ya me nka ma say Demi yani se esre because kafra mpo no eboa nka fam se kafra enkunkuru me se enkunkuru ba eboa ma pay no ekọ da enti the message say Domaahene ye de also ye sabi enye so ye hene kase Domaahene anka bi anka oye afahye mpo do yanko e pacho uti asem no so na no mpo wa engaged to enso so jai koye if it's so sebi or you want to kese enti saa hene kese no din ono oni ne ho so saa a traditional setup enti asem na ba na nkofo be sorry ya be CPP man so be hu na I said omo kan simple person kan ko esa abaketo bi a ye baketo bi ona na bi na ogina ona afede wo twa da pa se wa anya ade enti ho na go be sorry akobi fi ana but chawo ti da beke enti make can say me se me ba so on nya botre e ni na pipe e ba ni ho abeto no ene hia na Domaahene hene oye ni die na mo ono kasa asem eto no sebi me kasa so bi die benya seketwa a to yen ti enti mesre on tie yenjai die e be bia na yen momodin say institutions no emrana nipa na kampana na ye tutututu no ha e be ye na dey some kind of legislature bi na bi beba e be ka say free na ekono say yenya hospital like mi hwe nipa no ha dey ma obi am to ko say to ye be bia ye pne bi ni aka be bisa ti message na say bi wan sam lita kampara ni no na wonya some training bi ensi me passion obi a o ka say Domaahene bi na ti sa sebe siso obi we kaso bi ebidi kum ya kaso ebidi ni po a ye ma ko gina court e bi bisa wo ma se obi mi se na ni ma se da papa ni twa ti message ye esi na pacho o ye de oso ye na ko pin baby e na sense ye o free ma be pie free bia asama to mpo na o mo pje ni ti na ada pa sha se e na ti esi
Efa Domaahene right hand man na wa film after the demise no enu achi anamo ben na motu to get to grab sorry Domaahene sebe ya ebi on betimi contact abusuan because utie press conference na the main worry ne say assembly and Domaahene friend so attempt ben na maye sebe ya ibe whether say my attempt and so man ya hweta
and I see yeah asama ya kan wa he me kan masan kan be si ade so say ye go sebe bibi ntina ye traditional council ye traditional festival amamre entine ye festival sa amamre ne ye fa na amamre no eye bibia eye structured a system da ho ene de nipa ye the odi kan twem amammo no a ebo ho a ebo traditional council ya na ko fodi say entuma na ye fafira no ne chain na de da nipa ko bi senka sabi ye call your nim wo independence na mo foni bae no e na nka ya me hye no ma bi man ka bi anka ne nka ahini fonu po na bi anka me mpanyfo anka mo di ko ne me say me mo bi ati asese Domaahene smile yes sir nipa no smile nipa no smile no na me kan yo nipa no smile no I said the si ewo America na be na president at once na o say foreign minister na ambassador wo kohwe we ni be money okohwe wie ye no by the time ambassador na the information be pre no na asema atu ambassador na for na foreign minister na ambassador me really na asema to de say papa na kasa na ono so no problem kase now answer na obaka say bia me also ni so wi ana so ba ye wi no na any number bi say Ghana president no why say na smile no yes nti asema buy no esremo the kase kan ni pia why no kan bi na ko against you because asema na eya me asema yo bi ya me nka masem ya me ya ni se esre because kafra mpo no eboa nka fam say kafra enkunkuru me say enkunkuru ba eboa ma pain no ekọ down it's the message say Domaahene ye jo so ye sabi enye so ye hene kase Domaahene anka bi anka oye afashe mpo bi anko e pacho uti asem no so na no mpo ba ye engaged to enso so jai ko ye if you so oni so sabi oye hene kase ensi sa hene kase no din oni ne ho so sa a traditional setup ensi asem na bai na nkofo ba sorry ya ba TP man so be hu na I said I'm kind of simple. The person can go as a bucket to be a bucket 60 be, or not be, no, it's not a honor after they will chop up. So I yard here. It's a honor over sorry, I could be fear now, but I would see the weekend. It's a make us say, May 7 Bannerstone will not say, in a pipe, the banning of a tunnel, any here. Now, Domaahene or ye need here. Nemo or Nankasa, a semi tone. Sebi me kasa susu bidi benya seketwa a to yenti intimacy ontie yenjai die ebe bia na ye momodin say institutions no emra na nipa na kan pada na ye tutututu no ha ebe ye na dey some kind of legislature gonna be beba ebe ka say free near come say yenya hospital it me hwe nipa no hare de ma obi anto ko say to ye bia ye mpni bi ni akale bisa timese na say bi wan sam kita kampara ni pono na wonya some training bi ensi me kwasho obi a o ka se Domaahene bia na tisa sebe siso obi we ka so bi ye kum ya ka so ye bidi ni po a ye ma wo ko china court eni bisa wo no ase obi mi so na ni ase da papa ni twa timese de esi na pacho o ye de oso ye na ko pin baby e na sense o free wa be pie free bia asama to mpo na o mpo je ti na ada pa sha se timese de
so send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha use LemFi say ye fia wo pese wo nto no use LemFi edan ya na say japade a wani da so a wo pese wo to Africa ha no use LemFi say wo send this sika ama odofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha use LemFi sanso e na say wo tie obi school fees ama no a use LemFi nyenti American full LemFi ama one say utimi send this sika e fa LemFi so a e ma ne begu bank account mi sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mi eno achi nso no de bia LemFi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo send a wo benya LemFi e secured na wo send this sika enche na nipa wo send ama no ne nsaka LemFi wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal, and France. What the LemFi send this car? Untu ahwe. Bomodian dey use me code NEWS news. Na say any day they can register or LemFi so a unya bonus. Sanso and use to chance so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma.
Menu makwekwe sa sempa kania. Seminam na meti asempa na mo amane a na ma no keka me. Anyem bia what ANS Trading Agency Limited nka. Se wo ka say door to door for no de na e watwa. E sense wo bia ne wa wo say wo was door to door business nim. Wo nneoma wo UK a wo de ko Ghana. Ana say Germany a wo de ko Ghana. 3 to 5 weeks e be kwa kodu nipa ne puno no say try. Na de mo demonstration ko say adwuma de we mu ne say wo ho bo no. E da fom say boko. ANS Trading Agency Limited. E wo air freight special service. And nneoma ne ye de be fa play. Entintempa na akwa kodu. Obetima fa sa plan we ya so de nneoma free Ghana akwa UK ana Germany. FGG dem which na also agina ye na men drop bomb. ANS Trading Agency Limited pe and a 40 footer any 20 footer container. Ye fe UK ediko Ghana ana Germany ediko Ghana. Omo manuoma ye mere import o export o dem there for you. Omo Ghana na money 0249 170 423. UK has over free 0790 802 7527. Germany so 09173 771 2733. Ubenya ANS Trading Agency Limited. Our West Croydon ANS Trading Agency Limited. Quantum Brantem. Wana bebo ya baso. Maybe next time in your fill up from the bebro.